Hey guys, it's Yomi again, back for another video, and I'm kind of depressed because City of Heavenly Fire is out and I have no money to go and get it for myself, so I distracted myself by reading other books, which it had no Claire or Jason, and so it was kind of sad, but it's a really good book, I promise. So yeah, the book I'm here to review for you guys today will be on Catching Fire by Suzanne Collins. This is the second book of the Hunger Games trilogy, and this is the, excuse me, the beautiful red cover, which is really, really pretty. That's the spine. And the back. And as per usual, I'm going to be reading the inside synopsis of the book, and I hope you guys enjoy. Sparks, oh right. I'm going to start doing this. That's what the inside flap looks like, and it's really pretty. And yeah. Sparks are igniting, flames are spreading, and the capital wants revenge. Against all odds, Katniss has won the Hunger Games. She and her fellow district tribute, Peeta Mellark, are miraculously still alive. Katniss should be revealed, happy even. After all, she has returned to her family and her longtime friend Gale. Yet nothing is the way Katniss wishes it to be. Gale holds her at an icy distance. Peeta has turned her back on her completely, and there are whispers of a rebellion against the capital. A rebellion that Katniss and Peeta may have helped create. Much to her shock, Katniss has fueled an unrest. She, excuse me, she's afraid she cannot stop, and what scares her even more is that she's not entirely convinced she should try. As time draws near for Katniss and Peeta to visit the districts for the capital's cool victory tour, the stakes are higher than ever. If she can't prove without a shadow of a doubt that they are lost in love with each other, the consequences will be horrifying. And that's it. I'm gonna say in just clear wording, I loved this book. I didn't expect to read this yet. I wasn't gonna read this for a while, but I just picked it up out of just random off my shelves and began to read. And this book, for whatever reason, had a very addictive, like what happened, it was very addictive, and I wasn't expecting it. And the first book definitely didn't have that. This book definitely topped the first one, in my opinion. It was so much better than the first book, mainly because if you guys have read the first one, which is right here, it didn't have a whole lot of dialogue to it, and since it didn't have a whole lot of dialogue, there wasn't as much happening. This book was almost flabbergasting to me because there's something going on at every page. This book, a lot of people have said that this book has some slow parts. I did not see that. I read this book in about 3 days. I read about over 100 pages each day. The first day I started reading this, I read over 100 pages, and that never happened. Normally when reading a book that I really enjoy, I read about 50 to maybe sometimes 60 pages of book, but most of the time it's only about 50 pages a day, but I just couldn't stop reading, and it was so good. But this book is the aftermath of what culminated from the end of Hunger Games, because she tricked the game makers basically with the berries, and so she and Peeta are both alive. They're both victors, and that's never happened in the history of the Hunger Games. For 73 years of the Hunger Games, only one person has won. There can only be one victor, but this time there were two. And the capital is not very pleased, or AKA President Snow. And so he basically tells her, we have to fix this problem. There is rumors of a rebellion. There is a rebellion in the works, and it's mentioned throughout the entire novel. This book was epic. there was something going on at every single every chapter almost ends on a cliffhanger, and it's so fun to read the books that do that to you, because you just want to, you just like, okay, well, maybe one more turn or one more page and it'll be okay. It just, something happens at like every moment, and it was so much fun to read. We have the Victory Tour, which lasted a lot longer than I anticipated it would. I thought it was going to be just like kind of simple and sweet, but it actually ended up going a lot longer, and this was a fantastic story. I loved the way it went. It surprised me at a lot of parts, because Katniss really realized what's important to her, and since she did what she did, her family is now in danger, because Snow is not happy, the capital is not happy of what's going on, because they see her as a beacon of hope, and Snow does not like that. They don't want anything that is going to jeopardize the so-called peace, or they don't want people fighting back for anything. And Katniss, she was the spark. She basically, everybody had a candle, and what they watched, she was the spark that lit those candles, that encouraged them to fight and to fight back. And I think this is going to be this is the beginning of the rebellion, the beginning of the big thing that's going to be going on in the last book, Mockingjay. So I think it's going to be really exciting and really amazing. The cliffhanger ending is horrible. I did not like it at all. But overall, this is a fantastic second book. I did think the arena for the Quarter Quell was fascinating. I loved the new arena. It was so interesting finding out the little clues of what it was. I thought that was crazy interesting. I won't say what it is, just because if you want to read the book, or you can just go check the movie out. Speaking of the movie, I do own it. It's right here. Here's the DVD. It's the cover. And then the side. I'll say this, I've never in my life seen a book to film adaptation that is so incredibly close to the book. It was so ridiculously close, because I watched the movie first, unfortunately. I wish I could have read the book first. But I felt like I was reading the movie script the entire time I was reading. This was like, that's really good in the movie. That's really good. That line is there. Some of the things, the two conversations that really stuck with me is when Katniss is talking to President Snow. There's a little bit of change in there, but most of it is almost verbatim, really. And then there's when she meets Finnick. That's almost with the whole sugar cube and the horses scene. Oh my gosh, that was great. It was so much like in the movie as well. So I really liked it as well. And then it just broke my heart to even read this, because it made me cry because of this character. But Rue, enough said, I think. But when she's in District 11 and she's speaking for Rue, that scene was beautiful. And it was amazing, and the feels are all there on that one. So, I highly recommend this book, as well as the first and the movies. Go check it out. That's my review for Catching Fire by Suzanne Collins, and hopefully I will get Mockingjay's review up in the next month or two. Hopefully, I'm going to take a break because this is a very serious read, but that's the cover. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope I have said something that you'll want to go out and pick it up for yourselves and read it. And yeah, this is my favorite of the trilogy so far. I loved it. So I'll see you guys in my next video, and until then, bye.